speak up like that. Close. Okay.
Thank you. Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay. In preparation for this, I persuaded Dan to go do some busking in London. And we were sitting in the middle of Fulham, and at a moment I could see a tear in his eye. I thought potentially it was the vision of Rachel walking down the aisle that he could see, or the blood on his fingers, genuinely from practicing far too much. It was crazy. But anyway, welcome everyone. My name is Richard, and I am going to talk to you about Dan. I'd first of all like to say Carolyn is looking absolutely beautiful today, as is Sue. Carolyn told me I had to get that in somewhere. I'd also like to say thank you to the bridesmaids, did an excellent job today, and also to the beautiful Rachel. I'm going to talk to you very quickly about Dan's life up until the age of 18, and then pass over to Mike Willis, my co-best man, who's going to take you from 18 onwards.
I don't know who's got the worst one to pick.
Yeah, but you don't know who they've been talking to.
Okay, Dan strangely needed two best men, but I'm going to talk to you about 4 points. Firstly, sport. Secondly, dressing up. Thirdly, hair. And lastly, the best, women. Okay? So first of all, I'd like to ask Dan, no, Rach, could you please put your hand on the table?
Which one?
The table in front of you.
No, which
Your right one. And Dan, could you put your hand on hers, please? Thank you. It's a bit strange, I just wanted us all to see Dan's last moment of having the upper hand. Pleasure, mate. Okay, first of all, I'm going to talk to you about sports. Dan has always been an absolutely mad sportsman. He's tried absolutely every sport under the sun and been very good at most of them. I could talk about his international hockey career, could talk about his less professional cricket career, but I just wanted to say it all started back when he was very young. He used to put a empty Satsuma bag on his head, get a knitting needle whip, and used to ride the arms of the sofa in his own private Grand National. Absolutely brilliant.
I'm going to kill you girls.
The sofa arms were very often changed in the household. He used to ride very hard.
Kill you.
Anyway,
That's just one.
I've got 11 of these down. Okay, it's not going to be that long, don't worry. Next, dressing up. Okay, Dan's less well-known obsession, apart from sport, was dressing up, and this was his way of kind of exploring his feminine side. Okay, this started off when he started taking ballet lessons, which moved on to tap lessons, which culminated in the day I came round to their house, and Dan was dressed up in a full nurse's outfit, makeup and everything, and he would reply to no other name than Nurse Rachel. But Dan...
Sadly, it's all true.
But Dan grew up, and Becca, Dan's sister, best remembers this, the day that Dan ran into her room and said, "I have pubert hair!"
You're dead, Becca.
You'll never be my best man. Which brings me on to the subject of hair. Dan and I have always had very similar hair. It's brown, long and curly when it grows out into a big afro. And this has always been the cause of a lot of speculation between the two of us, because none of our siblings or parents have similar hair. But there was one person, always very well known in the village, called as Bushy Barnet, and it was of course the milkman. Very sorry. She said it was okay to use that joke.
I thought it
Alright.
Okay, but Dan and I have grown up, and we were growing up to become men side by side. We spent a lot of time riding horses together, a lot of time drinking hooch together, a lot of time putting this horrible product from the 90s called Dax Wax into our hair, in the mirror side by side, and sunning, of course. That was great. But we also spent a lot of time sharing a tent together, and occasionally even a sleeping bag when it was cold enough. But I'd just like to say, Rach, whenever you go on holiday tenting, you've already
been there.
never ever leave your shoes outside the tent door. Terrible mistake.
I know that.
Which